YouTube! What's going on, everybody? My name is Phantomatic, and tonight, yes, tonight, because I am going to be uploading this tonight, regardless of the timing. But tonight, we are going to be talking about, well, I'm going to be giving my thoughts and opinions on the 3.0 developer radio for Amphorius that dropped last night. Yes, they came out and they actually talked about some of the issues we've been having with Honkai Star Rail 3.0 and Amphorius, to be exact. Now, some people might look at this and be like,
this isn't the issues we're talking about.
However, that isn't exactly true, because there have been a lot of issues that have been shown in Amphorius and 3.0 that honestly I would love to see changed. Now, this you may have already seen, if you're on Twitter, you may have already seen the huge news that came out of this. Yes, old characters are getting buffed. I will give my thoughts about that later on in the video. So yes, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And without further ado, let's get straight into this developer radio. So first and foremost, let's start with the Trailblaze mission story issue. We have received feedback from Trailblazers that the Amphorius main story contains excessive lore exposition and way too much reading, resulting in feelings of fatigue and tedium. Amphorius has a complex design, and during development, we wanted to ensure that the information supporting it was as complete as possible. However, the result has presently failed to meet Trailblazers' expectations. So I honestly can agree, because, well, listen, if you're trying to get through the 10-hour story in just one go, the feeling of fatigue may honestly be your fault, because there's no way you should sit down and actually try and consume that much content in one go. Take a break, come on. But I do agree that the yapping in this was quite extreme, especially at the beginning. Like I understand the world building, I understand trying to build up the world, trying to give us the lore and whatnot, but holy, trying to give us all of that in one go, which we will see down here right now, is insane. In response to this feedback, we will address the root of the issue by reducing design-related explanations in the story. In upcoming versions, Trailblazers will have the option of skipping this content so that they may experience the main story in a more relaxed manner. Taking 3.0 as an example, the progress from the beginning of the story to Okama contains a lot of dialogue with information on the end times, titans, crisis heirs, and miracles. Following the adjustments, Trailblazers will be able to choose whether to talk to relevant characters to obtain this information. This is a super W. This is a super W, because this gives the people the choice to actually dive into the lore or skip all the extra information just to, you know, enjoy the story in a more relaxed manner. Honestly, massive W, because if I'm being honest, if I were to go back in time and this was implemented, I honestly would sit down, think about, do I want to know? Do I not want to know? And continue on. I would just sit down through all of that. It was quite pain and you didn't have a choice. So this gives players the freedom to be like, right, well, just as I said before. So massive W. To give another example, when facing Ornyx's trials in the Abyss of Fate, Trailblazers must try 3 different methods: placing the Flame Lance bat, standing on top of it, and attacking the Scales Weighing Pan to complete the Titan set, well, test. Following adjustments, these 3 attempts will become optional, thereby greatly simplifying progress and improving the flow of the story. If I'm being honest, all 3 of those should have been options to begin with. We should not have had to go through all 3 of them to only then unlock the continuation, because that's a lot of time being wasted. And not only that, because once you press them, you had to go through all the yapping that came with it to then go to the second one to yap. You see how wasteful that is, especially time-wise. It's quite wasteful. It was an L, but they managed to come back around and somehow save themselves from this. At the same time, we will also look to arrange and present missions in a more reasonable manner and reduce tedious narrative experiences like the black screen with white text. Now, people are worried about this. I believe it's this, because they're worried that Hoyoverse is going to somehow, you know, make the story into like slop or something like that. From what I've heard, like, they're worried that it's gonna be a sloppy mess to a sloppy mess to those who just want to skip the story. And I honestly don't believe that's the case. They've clearly shown how they're excited to get through the lore of Amphorius, like the 3.0 saga in general. Like they're excited to tell the story. Like they went through quite a lot before 3.0 dropped, especially with that whole live action play with Amphorius. Like that was pretty cool. So I don't believe they're going to do all of that, then turn around to give us slop content, because people want to skip the story. I just don't believe that's true, and people are worrying too much here. But overall, this is a W in my eyes. Now, does it solve every little issue in Honkai Star Rail? No. And honestly, I do hope they implement this not just in the 3.0 saga, but back back 1.0 to 2.0 as well. Because having this quality of life update and like something like Penacony would be insane, would be huge, monumental. So yeah, if it's just in 3.0, it's sort of an L, but if it's in other versions as well, a massive W. So next we're going to be talking about the mission puzzle solving issue. The Amphorius main story contains some unique stage gameplay, and our aim was for Trailblazers to experience the rules and design of the world both through the content of the story and through this gameplay. However, in practice, we should have achieved a better balance between puzzle solving and story, with puzzles also containing too many steps. Before I continue reading, yes, and you'll understand why, because they will be talking about it. This too often resulted in puzzle solving interrupting the flow of the story and distracting from the experience. To tackle this issue, we will optimize main story puzzle solving designs and provide simpler and more direct solutions for some puzzles. Holy W, because when we had to, what was it? We had to get Nias, or Ganias, however you pronounce homie's name, Nias to Nicador, and we had to go through all of these puzzles. I'm talking the puzzle with the Titan's hand. Then we had the puzzle we had to shine the light to go to look at the past, and all of that. It was just too much. It honestly was too much for something as simple as a story puzzle. We should not have to go through 25 different routes, fight Sans, go to Smash Brothers, fight the entire cast, then go into Apex Legends, solo all the Apex Preds in there, come back just to unlock the pathway for Nias to beat Nicador. We should not have to go through all of that. But overall, I am excited to see how they go about this. Taking version 3.0 as an example, in the Bloodbath Battlefront, Castrum Kremnis Soul Forging Zone, Trailblazers must complete the drawn-out task of restoring 4 Soul Forging statues to piece together Nicador's divinity. Following adjustments, Trailblazers will be able to choose to talk directly with Nias and complete the mission objective in a more Kremnoan fashion. So if you don't know what Kremnoan fashion means, it's just battles, like we're going to be able to battle enemies to get through this puzzle-solving content. So as I said, you will be able to choose to talk directly. They're not completely cutting out the puzzles. You still have the choice to do these puzzles if you want to experience them for yourself. But to add the option of us going to Nias and just battling, pretty much a W. Again, giving the players the choice to choose what they want to do instead of forcing us to do something. Pretty much a W. At the same time, we will optimize the lengthy and complex map pathing for the main storyline's exploration. The overly concentrated enemy placements in certain areas will be reduced to prevent enemies from frequently interrupting map exploration and puzzle solving. This aims to enhance Trailblazers' experiences throughout the main storyline, and they showed some examples here. So yeah, there were 2 enemies at that door, now they're gone. Pretty much cool. There were enemies right there, now they're gone. This is for the story, so if you do go back, they should be there, is what I'm hoping, because, I mean, a little battle when you go back to not through story, but just exploration and then there's enemies, okay, that would be pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. But if it's not the case and they just completely eradicated them from existence, okay, it didn't have to do that. But if what I said is the case, then holy W. To reduce any negative experiences caused by the above issues and make sure the overall quality meets everyone's expectations, we are continuing to polish and fine-tune upcoming versions of the game. Regarding existing content for version 3.0, we will proceed with the aforementioned adjustments. We anticipate these adjustments will take effect from version 3.2. So we do have a while to wait until we do get these quality of life updates. I would have liked to expect them like 3.1. However, I'm no game developer. I am not a part of the dev team, so I cannot say like how hard or how difficult like implementing these are, because that's having to go back to the entirety of 3.0 to then add these adjustments. That's also for 3.1. So I understand if it's to like make sure that there's no errors with this, they want to take some time to like, you know, fine tune it to make sure they get it right. I understand. And now we're finally here to the last bit of content. Amphorius is a year-long journey, and these story and puzzle-solving optimizations are just the beginning. The Express crew will continue to optimize content. We're excited to bring everyone bigger and better journey experiences. To name some examples, we will be adding richer combat gameplay and challenge goals to the game. Now, what this could mean, I genuinely have no idea, but adding richer combat gameplay should mean that enemies are now going to have unique attacks and unique skills to them, and not just, hey, I'm Sunday, now I'm Sunday with 50 million HP. Aren't I stronger now? Aren't I more difficult? So now it could be, oh, if Sunday, let's say, took your soul in the story boss, and now end game content, instead of taking your soul, he summoned something. That would be pretty cool. Actually changing these enemies around, giving them unique abilities to really enhance the gameplay is what I'm hoping to see from this. And last but not least, the major, massive piece of information that dropped in this. In addition, issues close to Trailblazers' hearts, including difficulty deploying older characters on the battlefield and the strengthening of these older characters, are already on the schedule. Stay tuned for future content updates. Trailblazers feedback has always been extremely important to the Express crew. Thank you for your ongoing support. See you again on the next Developer Radio update. You heard it here, folks. Older characters are getting buffed in Honkai Star Rail. What does this mean? This means that not potentially, but the other older characters, most likely from 1.0 to 2.0. Well, not the entirety of 2.0 cast because they're still pretty new, but the 1.0 cast most definitely are going to be getting some sort of significant buffs to bring them back into the new age content. So yes, people like Japard, Bailu, Clara, Sela, Blade, Jingyuan, Kafka, all these characters are going to be getting some sort of buffs to their most likely kit to truly revitalize them back to life and actually make them most likely future-proof. Because if these characters turn out to be future-proof characters, this will be the biggest massive W in Hoyoverse history. Because you have to realize, this is the first time a Chinese company, Hoyoverse, is actually acknowledging and planning on buffing older characters. This has not been seen since Zhongli and Genshin Impact. And that was because, Chinese players were mad. So to see that they acknowledge this and said that they're planning on buffing these characters and they're already on schedule, I'm excited to see what's going on. Now, I know some people have been saying, oh, don't give them their flowers yet. Wait and see what they actually do before we celebrate. And I get that, I understand. And I totally 100% agree. However, I don't think it's also wrong to celebrate because they had a choice. They could have chosen not to tell us anything and they could have just stayed silent, keep on releasing new characters, having the players pull these new characters and continue on. But no, they actually acknowledge, and it's like, yo, we're going to be buffing these older characters. And if you think that it's gonna be making new version of these characters that we have to pull, there's a tweet from Mr. Pokey, which I should be able to find right now. So yes, here's the tweet. I will show it up on screen right now because I know I'm going to be having gameplay in the background and not my screen. So CN Tex, I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. I'm going to butcher it. I just know it. It says, Trailblazers' concerns with having difficulty using older units will be addressed by buffing all units themselves, which means they will be buffing the actual units and not releasing new 5-star versions unless I'm blind or they lie. That is massive, okay? So they're actually planning on not making money, but actually buffing these older units. But you also do realize this also means that these older units will be coming back in reruns rather soon. Yes, you will be seeing Luocha, Kafka, you will be seeing all these 1.0 characters, and hopefully the 4 stars too. I'm trying to see Arlen come back in the meta, okay? I'm trying to see a tier 0 Arlen, alright? So with Japard. Japard has to be a top-notch preservation unit. I mean, looking at the track record with Hoyoverse and 4 stars, I'm not going to be surprised if that's not the case and it's just 5 stars. So yeah, IB Donghung as well. His kit's mediocre at best. This will be pretty crazy. This is honestly massive. So yeah, I think that's gonna be it. I honestly believe this is a W. I believe that we should be celebrating right now. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. The road to 1,000 subscribers is right there. I can almost taste it. My Discord server is down in the description below, so make sure to go check it out whenever you can. And I will see you all in the next Honkai Star Rail video. Signing off.
I've been so tired. I don't wanna fight, but you're a liar. I need your help, cause the situation's dire. I'm so sick of using people to get higher.